Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Brian. Today we're going to be starting a new week, although it kind of doesn't feel like a new week because it's still more post stuff. Last week we checked out post metal. Today we're going to be checking out post rock. And I did not put a post anything for next week's theme, so we don't have to worry about doing a triple week of post music. So today's band is going to be Mono. We have requests coming in from Thoughts of Decay, Eric Reifinger, Bruno Guerra, and Nuno Cruz. There were three different songs, but Ashes in the Snow got two requests. So that's what we're going to be checking out today. And it happens to be the remaster. I wasn't really sure. I asked about it. I ended up giving both songs, or both the original and the remaster, a little peek just to kind of hear what the audio was like. And the remaster is clearer. For fans of the original, they might not like it. It is a cleaner sound, and if they enjoy some of the muddiness, that's not here. But I really wanted to hear all the individual sounds, so I went with the remaster on this one. All right, let's get to it. Let's see what this mono has. Wow. It's very melancholy. Not not sad, just melancholy. Ooh. It's interesting, we're seeing a lot of repetition going on, but it doesn't really feel like it. There's just a lot of new things being brought into the mix. There's always something new to think about, to kind of engage with. Another good description of this is somber. There's a ton of passion put into this. I like those little micro rolls on the snare. that guitar tone is so dirty, I can't even tell what it's doing. It sounds like we're moving between two notes, but it also sounds like we're just holding a single note. So, interesting. Right. That was a trip. And I mean that quite literally. Like, we went on this whole little journey there. I will say, I mean, obviously, post rock, post metal, there's a lot of similarities here. Repetitious, droning, creating atmosphere and texture rather than focusing on the music itself, using the instruments of the genre in different light, different context. Um, yeah, I mean, pretty much everything I would say that is post metal is the same for post rock. However, I will say though that post rock seems to be more interested in melody. There's still a lot of the droning, the texture, creating the soundscape, kind of, putting an emotion into the song, where the emotion and the experience of listening is front and center, and more important than what is musically going on. At least that's what I'm getting from, this one track. That could have been bad. That's what I'm getting from this one track. I've listened to one song in the post metal genre from a single band, and I'm quite extrapolating. I understand that my take could be very off. I don't have a very large sample pool to properly extrapolate data like this, but this is what I'm getting from a first listen. Um, I really enjoy what they did here. The soundscape was phenomenal. The beginning, the first 6 minutes or so, I would say. Sorry. I'm a little tired. Uh, I would say the first 6 minutes uh, did a good job of masking how much repetition there actually was by constantly including new parts. Now, once all the parts were included, and everybody was playing, and all the lead or all the specific instrumental parts were in play. Then we went into sort of droning repetition that we see in post metal, where it's more about keeping a feeling, keeping a soundscape, keeping a texture, more about, again, how the listener is going to feel listening to this rather than any of the technical aspects of the music. And that's about where I started to kind of fall off. I was extremely excited about the beginning. Uh, I really thought we were going to see some really interesting, melodic ideas going on and some phenomenal, like timbre work. Like there's some really good timbres in here. The voices are all unique. We have a wide range of them. It's just there's so much here that could have gone so right as far as what I like to listen to. Um, but the composition went in the direction of the repetitious droning. Maybe not so much droning. This one, there's a lot more movement. It was just highly repetitious. The riffs were more dynamic than we checked out in post metal, but they were still riffs and they were still played a lot. I do like the back and forth between the quiet and somber, and then the explosive. I think those two sections complement each other very well. They shared a lot of characteristics between the two, but of course their dynamic range was different. The relationship between the instruments and how they worked and played off of each other was different. It had a different feel, even though there were still a lot of similarities in the playing. So yeah, I think they did a really good job, uh, basically doing a compare and contrast there. Like I said, they had a lot of stuff that was similar. The two sections, if you break them down to their core, have a lot of similarities. But the end result, what you listen and how you feel listening to them, is going to be different. Just because the two sections are still drastically different, even if they share characteristics or themes or ideas. The ending, I get it's supposed to be this big moment, and it paid off well the first time. The second time maybe through the loop, but then we just kept repeating that phrase over and over, and to me it diminished the impact of it. Now, take that, obviously, everything I say, every day I say anything about music, with a grain of salt. All right, I do my you know objective reading and kind of talk about some of the things they're doing as far as timbre and chord progression and stuff, what is in the text. But I also let you guys know about my subjective reading of it. And yeah, that just it did not work for me. Some people will hear that and they'll just get pumped. Maybe they'll get the goosebumps, whatever, and just be really excited about the ending, which is this huge explosive moment. But for me, it just didn't work after the repetition kicked in. If they had just done it once or twice, called it a day, I would have been all for that. It would have been this huge punctuation at the end of the song, which would have been phenomenal. But instead of a punctuation neatly ending it and having this moment of release, we have this long, drawn out part. uh, it's like if you end your sentence, but at the end of it, you just kind of hold out the last syllable. Yeah, you ended your sentence. Yeah, you ended it with the same sound, but it lost the emphasis, it lost the impact, it lost the flow of the sentence, and that's kind of what I feel happened here by drawing out that last minute and using that same riff. I mean, it was only the third kind of main part. We had the slow and somber, and then the explosive, and then this explosive ending was a new rhythmic pattern, was a new melodic pattern, and it was shared. It brought the entire band together for this riff. Um, before that, everything was disjointed. Everybody had their own part, and it all worked together. It created, the way that they overlapped each other with their different melodic lines created a gorgeous song. But here was the big moment. Everybody's together. Everybody's doing this, and it had that potential, and it just dragged on. So, yeah, it just that part did not do it for me. Individually, though, I really love all of the riffs. I do. I love the way that they have them lining up with each other and kind of overlapping and playing in between other people's notes. The drum part has this really nice, like, jazziness to it, especially at the end when I mentioned those little, like, one beat drum rolls. Uh, he could have just hit the snare once, but instead he puts a nice. I don't know if that's coming through. Just a nice little three hit roll where he could have just did a single strike. And it adds just a little bit more character to it. And I think that's a lot of what's going on here is it's little bits of character in everything. And it's gorgeous. Like they capture the emotion they're going for. It's spectacular. Like I said, it's not a sad song. It's just somber. It's melancholy. It's uh, I don't know if I have the vocabulary to express the difference between sad and somber or sad and melancholy. Um, to me, they're two different feelings though. Sadness is not the same as melancholy. It's not the same as somber, and they're all slightly different in their own rights. Um, but I feel that's kind of cute. It's not sad. It is not an outright depressing song, uh, but there is tinges of sadness in it, and I think they executed that phenomenally. Uh, you know, do I wish the song were shorter? Yes, but at the same time, that's kind of the point of the genre is these long drawn out soundscapes. So I appreciate it for what it is, certainly. And like I said, as far as their goal of creating music for a specific emotion, they just nailed it. The parts were beautiful. The layering was gorgeous, and they nailed what they were going after. I can't fault them for succeeding at their goal, even if I'm not even if I'm not too fond of the end product. I have to give them props for setting a goal and just absolutely smashing it. So yeah, that's mono. That's what I gotta say about them. That's where you guys come in. No, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought about mono. Let me know how spot on I am about my initial idea of what post rock is. Again, I think it's pretty much post metal, but a little bit more emphasis on melody. Overall, I think that would be like a TLDR of what I said. Yeah, above the comment area is some buttons, a thumb, and then like a red triangle, and then like a bell. And those three buttons, they help out my channel. And if you want to be notified about when I put stuff out, they can help you too. So click them if you haven't and you're interested in that kind of stuff. And then there's also a description box with a bunch of links if you're interested about anything adjacent to the channel, Discord, Discord server, the Patreon community, blocked videos. We actually just had one this weekend. I checked out Leprous again. I think they're the most watched band on the channel now at 5 videos. We checked out Board's drum cam for The Sky is Red, which is pretty cool because we've seen a drum cam of Board before, and we've checked out The Sky is Red, and now kabam, smashed them together. We got a drum cam of The Sky is Red. So that's a special selection that was unfortunately blocked immediately. Not a single soul saw it through YouTube. Um, a little depressed about that because I do. That was a good video. It was really cool to recontextualize. First of all, I got to listen to the song again. It's been forever. We did that back when I started the channel. And second of all, I don't listen to drumming that intently. I'll hear some things, but I'm also trying to listen to the entire band, especially with something heavily layered like Leprous. There's a lot to check out. So to really focus in on one instrument and see what they're doing, it's really impressive, especially when you can see and hear the things that you missed the first time. So, yeah, I mean, I that was a great video. I think I had some really cool things to say in it. There was some phenomenal things in the video that I think everybody should watch, even if you don't watch my reaction. Uh, just go look for the Bard Kolstad drum cam Sky's Red and watch it because there's just some really cool stuff in there. Yeah, so there's a link in the description. I went on a huge tangent there. to check out my blocked videos. All right, and then I'll be back tomorrow with some more post rock, and we're gonna be post rocking the week away with some post stuff. Yep. All right, you guys stay safe out there and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you choose to watch my videos.